Live from Augusta and wherever news is happening, all today's news from all across our area. David Allen, Kathy Marks, Skywatch weather with George Myers, and your sports with Stan Birdie. This is Newswatch 6.
Our lead story tonight, nude dancing and alcohol will soon be an illegal mixture in Georgia. In Atlanta today, the Georgia Senate voted 44-7 to ban nude dancing in places where alcohol is sold.
The House had already passed the bill, and the governor promises to sign it. The bill will not drive lounges out of business, some say, but it merely says a lounge cannot have both alcohol and naked dancers. Senators Frank Albert and Tom Allgood of Augusta voted against the bill. Both supported the so-called home rule principle. That is, local governments should be left to decide the issue. The Senate spent an hour debating the bill and turning down amendments.
Sharon, we may be only a few months away from a new federal law. Right now, Congress is investigating the fatalities involving all-terrain vehicles, or ATVs as they're called. As Scott Schablow reports from Washington, Representative Doug Barnard is conducting the probe of how ATV manufacturers settled a recent lawsuit.
The use of all-terrain vehicles, or ATVs, in Georgia may soon be regulated by Congress. That's because some in Congress feel the Justice Department was not nearly severe enough in penalizing ATV manufacturers last month when it found their products to be dangerous, even life-threatening. Legislation has been proposed that would permanently ban sales of all three-wheeled ATVs and four-wheeled ATVs designed for use by children under age 16. The bill would also force ATV manufacturers to give refunds to consumers who already own the outlawed vehicles and provide free hands-on training to other owners.
The Justice Department has shut Congress and the public out of the settlement process on the misguided ground that secrecy was necessary to obtain a meaningful agreement.
And the Justice Department, my dear friends there, where are you? How could you really allow and advise this thing, which really works against the interest of consumers?
But not everyone is quick to judge the Justice Department. In fact, the subcommittee chairman was criticized for the selection of witnesses.
There is more than just one side to this, and I will say that it makes for great politics when one only dwells with the one side.
We have offered an opportunity for the manufacturers to be present and discuss this settlement. They've refused to come. We offered an opportunity for the Justice Department to come and talk about their role in the settlement, and they have refused to come.
Barnard says the subcommittee wants to get an update on the current negotiations before the Justice Department decision becomes final. He says it may become necessary to subpoena the Justice Department to appear before the subcommittee to explain why it was not tougher with ATV manufacturers. In Washington, I'm Scott Schablow for the Newswatch Live at 6.
Shortly after the committee hearing, we talked with the chairman, Representative Doug Barnard, via satellite from Washington.
A terrible time. We've had upwards of 1,000 people killed, 330,000 reported injuries in the emergency rooms, and 3 years that it has taken us to come this far. And we are disappointed that the Consumer Product Safety Commission and the Justice Department didn't see fit to take a little bit more of direct involvement with the manufacturers.
Now, understand a vote will be taken by the Consumer Product Safety Commission in a couple of weeks. What if the vote that they take on the settlement, and the settlement does not include any type of recall or, say, a refund, which is what you want? What do you do then?
We feel that the agency is the really of direct involvement with the manufacturers.
Now, understand a vote will be taken by the Consumer Product Safety Commission in a couple of weeks. What if the vote that they take on the settlement, and the settlement does not include any type of recall or, say, a refund, which is what you want? What do you do then?
We feel that the agency is the really responsible agent in this matter. It is their responsibility to see that the risk is taken out of this public vehicle. But on the other hand, if they do not see fit to do this, I think it is very likely that legislation will be introduced.
Will you be involved in that legislation?
Well, I will be involved because of the fact is that my committee has had this oversight going on now since May of 1985. We've been very, very much involved in it. In fact, is we feel like we've played a very important role in getting this agreement moved as far as we have. While we are disappointed, we are very pleased, though, that there is a sensitivity in the nation about this.
Thank you for your time, and we are out of time right now. Thank you.
It's nice to be with you.
Thank you.
Some people will not only make headway in selecting their future leaders on Super Tuesday in March. Jonathan Costen reports when Columbia Countyans head to the polls, they'll decide what they think about an option sales tax.
Columbia County has over 200 miles of dirt roads. Commissioners think a 1-cent sales tax would be one way to get some of the roads paved. Today, the commissioners unanimously agreed to let the voters decide whether they want a 1-cent sales tax. It will be in a referendum during the election, March 8th. The commission says a sales tax increase will bring at least $12 million into the county during its 4-year lifespan. 50% of the money would go towards roads and bridges, 33% would go towards water and sewage, and the remaining 17% will go towards recreation. One commissioner says Columbia Countyans could pay a little or pay a lot for certain projects. In other words, a sales tax is one way to avoid raising property taxes, and that idea goes over well with some people.
I'm all for it as long as they specify what the sales tax is going for and it's used for this purpose only.
We can use new roads and new playgrounds and all for kids.
However, the idea has drawn immediate criticism.
The way it is presented is so sudden, clearly without planning, clearly without direction, and characteristic of the normal shoot-from-the-hip management that we're experiencing here in Columbia County.
If the sales tax is approved, you'll pay it beginning this summer. In Columbia County, I'm Jonathan Costen for Newswatch, live at 6.
Columbia County Commissioners have found another way to pay a tax bill. Commissioners got a loan to help repay about $1,600 in back sales tax owed to the state of Georgia. For years, county employees bought tires this way as a fringe benefit. None of the money being paid back is from the county treasury.
And Kathy, coming up, a bumper sticker just for drunk drivers in South Carolina.
And some nervous minutes and quick action by firefighters.
The great rebates of 88 have just gotten bigger at your Ford dealer, but only for a limited time. Get a $400 rebate on Ford Escort. Add a factory option package and save over $1,000. Or get a $750 rebate on Ford Taurus. Then save over $1,300 when you add an option package. There's even a $1,000 rebate on Turbo Thunderbird. Add a super option package and save over $2,000. But it all ends soon. The great rebates of 88. Get your 175 Southland Ford dealer's best deal today.
Some supermarkets promise you sales, cost cutters, extra low prices. But only one store has over 10,000 low prices every day. Winn-Dixie, America's supermarket.
Winn-Dixie has a whole smoked picnic for just 68 cents a pound. Just 68 cents a pound. And a 5-pound bag of Dixie Crystal Sugar is a super hot 99 cents. Get over 10,000 low prices at Winn-Dixie, America's supermarket.
It's official. Beard Motor Company expanding to better serve its customers. Introducing Bob Beard Car and Truck Store. That includes Bob Beard Ford, Bob Beard Jeep Eagle, Bob Beard European Import Center, Bob Beard RV and Truck Center. All dedicated to total customer satisfaction. Right now, get double factory rebates up to $3,000. $3,000 cash in your pocket. Or use it as your down payment, which could mean no down payment. Car or truck, Ford, Jeep or Eagle. Double rebates up to $3,000. See you today at any one of the new Bob $1,000. See you today at any one of the new Bob Beard Car and Truck Stores, serving the Southeast for life.
Drunk drivers in South Carolina may soon have to tell everyone they drove under the influence. The House passed a bill on second reading today that would require first offenders to put a bumper sticker on their car that proclaims them a DUI offender. The bill will also allow officers to confiscate the cars of people with 2 DUI convictions. The bill must pass the House once more before going to the Senate. A member of Mothers Against Drunk Drivers said after the vote, it looks like a bad day for drunk drivers. 2 years ago today, the nation watched in horror as the Space Shuttle Challenger exploded shortly after takeoff. The disaster left the nation in mourning and the Space Shuttle program in shambles. School children were greatly affected because there was a teacher on board. At the New Ellington Middle School today, there was no special program for the Challenger crew. The students still remember what happened and the sadness it brought.
Kind of sad, and I don't want to see the Space Shuttle go up anymore.
You don't want to see it go? How come?
Because every time you watch the news, they're always talking about how the Space Shuttle is having problems trying to go up again, and I don't want to see anybody be hurt.
But most of the 6th grade students said the space program should continue.